Kevin McGran here along with Mark Zwolinski for LeafsBeat and thestar.com. Mark, I guess you and I pretty much both agree that the Leafs season is done. 3 games left. It would take quite the miracle for the Leafs to make the playoffs, especially after that brutal effort Saturday night against Winnipeg. But I think the bigger question moving forward is we all know change is inevitable and changes will come. Who do you see in terms of the Leaf lineup being gone out the door this summer?
I think, Kevin, you can make a real basic list. Everybody would have one, but I think you could start with putting these 6 or 7 players on it. Kuhlman, Franson, possibly Kadri, Reimer, Raymond, and Boland. I think that's a fair start to look at those players. All of them but Kadri are up for contract or for free agency this summer. So you can start there. I think that would be a good place to start. I think another question too is who would you keep on this team moving forward?
Well, you've got Phaneuf and Kessel signed under for big money, and Clarkson too for big money. So those guys have to be around. You end up having to keep them. Kadri, you bring up as a guy that's going to probably get moved. I'm with you on that. There's a lot of problems on the team, a lot of holes on the team. Enough teams still think highly of Nazem Kadri. If you're going to get talent to come in, you have to send talent away, and Nazem Kadri would be number 1 on that block. I like bringing Leo Komarov back, if you can find a way to bring him back. And I disagree with you on Kuhlman. I think he's kind of an underrated player. He does a lot of really difficult things very well. And I'd like to see if they can find a way to bring him back. I know his numbers aren't great. He's never scored the 30 goals like he once did. Now, there is going to be some playoff hockey in Toronto. The Marlies have clinched the playoff spot, and maybe there's some guys on that team that we should have a closer look at through the playoffs. Mark, you follow them a little bit closer than I did. Who do you like on the Marlies that you'll watch in the playoffs and maybe make a jump next October?
Well, I think one guy who really would stand out right now is Josh Levo, becoming the first Marley rookie ever to score 20 goals in a season. Just did that this past weekend. I've watched some games, and I really like the way David Brohl is playing, given that he's a big bruising crusher type player, and a lot of talk about the Leafs' 4th line. And David's the kind of guy who would complement that line. A forechecker, a guy who has improved his skating, skates well enough for a big man. He's a fixture on the Marlies' top line with Trevor Smith and Levo. So those 2 players, you look at them as jumping out, but the Marlies have several great players who could probably make a contribution next year.
And I'm personally looking forward to seeing what Andrew McWilliam can do and a guy like Spencer Abbott as a playmaker. For thestar.com and LeafsBeat, and for Mark Zwolinski, I'm Kevin McGran. We'll see you next time.